Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is CCB Fozzie, joined once again by Apothene. We're about to bring you Ushra'Khan versus the Nest of Vipers, this next match in AT12. Before we start this one, I just want to quickly say something that from the last match, I've actually kind of figured out what that tango was all about, and it was actually a fine fit. There's nothing really confusing about it once I realized what was going on. It was just an ECM goo fit with the ECM strength subsystem, but not the range subsystem that I'd been kind of looking for. But considering that you're working with a lot of damps, it actually made a lot of sense and was a fine fit. So I don't want to be disparaging upon Dead Terrace. That was an excellent team. But for this match, Ushra'Khan versus a Nest of Vipers, we have Ham Legions from a Nest of Vipers, which is always a fun thing to watch in action. Nest of Vipers bringing triple Ham Legion, Astarte, Guardian, double Celestis, Talwar, Heron, triple Breacher, and Ushra'Khan with Rattlesnakes. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that team?
Yeah, so very quickly though, the ANOV team have come in at a really awkward angle. It's like a 30-degree angle. Their main face melting DPS at 0, but the Guardian at range. So that Guardian is so close to the enemy team, they're in trouble. But they're set up really quickly. 2 Rattlesnakes, Nighthawk, double Gila, double Worm, double Algos, double Kestrel, in fact triple Kestrel. And here we go, drones actually going down into the main DPS blob of ANOV. Looks like both Celestis starting to take damage. Look at the primary is bars in the Celestis, one of the Algos for Ushra taking the damage from ANOV.
Yeah, the Guardian for Nest of Vipers there was definitely in a vulnerable position, but he's made it back into his fleet. None of the tackle from Ushra'Khan was able to get over there fast enough, and he has secured himself with the rest of his teammates. He's still taking a bit of missile damage, but that's really split damage because they're also hitting the Celestis.
Looks like the damp war has been wildly won by the Nest of Vipers team. Damps on almost all of the Ushra'Khan ships. Looks like the Celestis of Wassox is in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, he is dropping, but he's dropping slowly. I mean, for a Celestis, he's actually tanking quite well. And as he's doing that, we're seeing big chunks of shield being taken away by Finish's, or out of Finish's Rattlesnake. It looks like that's where most of the damage for Nest of Vipers is aiming right now.
Yeah, both teams kind of intermingled among each other. It's quite hard to see who's doing what, who's tackling who. But it looks like Wassox is, just about to go down. That Guardian is keeping up for such a long time, buying them so much time to continue. As you say, burning through that shield tank on the Rattlesnake, though it looks like he is holding reps fine for now.
So the Rattlesnake is running an ASB, local tanked. Of course, he doesn't have anyone to rep him on his team. Otherwise, he does have some rep drones, but these Legions are right on top of him, and they are taking his shield away. It's slowly going down. Obviously, he has a lot of hit points, but if they can take down that Nighthawk, that's going to be a pretty big loss for the Ushra'Khan team.
We did ask each other at the beginning of the match, when we saw the hams on the Legions, whether or not they would be part ham, part newt, but it looks like they are just straight ham fit. We have first ship dropping there, Celestis goes down as we says, but the Rattlesnake at finish getting awfully low.
Yeah, he is going to die at this point. He's at about 5% shields and continuing to drop. And it's only a matter of time. Rattlesnakes, of course, as Gris's ships don't have a ton of armor or hull, so once he's through shields, there he goes. He's going to be dropped.
Oh no! All of the medium shield bots of the red team, of the Ishra team, are on the wrong Rattlesnake!
Oh, really? Wow, that is a huge mistake. I do see some on the right one, but yeah, there's a big bunch of them that are hovering around the wrong Rattlesnake.
Yeah. And there he goes, first Rattlesnake spots. Looks like Cassius in the Legion is taking a lot of damage, but that Guardian, who actually is now the new damage primary, is keeping him repped up. That Guardian on field means that it's going to take so much longer for the Ushra team to burn through anything, while they can just lose ships without that logic slowing the progress of the incoming DPS of the ANOV team.
There's a lot of split damage coming from this Ushra'Khan team. I mean, the Legion of Cassius there took about maybe 30% armor damage before they kind of focused on the Guardian. They've been applying damage to the Celestis and the Guardian, the Heron all at the same time. It's a little bit scattered, and I think they'd be better off focusing their damage. As we see, the Guardian now is taking the brunt of it, and he is dropping, so that's going to be a very good move by Ushra'Khan if they can knock that Guardian down.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to apply the cruise missiles of Rattlesnakes onto AB cruisers like the Legions, like the Celestis, like the Guardian especially. So the fact that they're breaking it is going to be a giant sigh of relief for them, because if I warp into that match, I will be worried about that.
Yeah, and especially considering that we're not seeing target painters from that team. If you're bringing Rattlesnakes, that is really going to be something that's going to help against these low sig targets, but one or another, they are going to break the Guardian. That being said, at the same time, they're going to be losing the Rattlesnake, and that's not going to be a great trade for them. This Rattlesnake Reamorph there is dropping through armor. He'll be off off the field in just moments, and that's a huge chunk of the damage for Ushra'Khan off the field. They still have the Nighthawk and the Gilas and the Worms, but 2 Rattlesnakes is a big, big loss.
I mean, like, if I'm Usher here, I'm going to definitely be going for the frigate support next of the ANOV team. I mean, Gilas, they can kite around all day. They just need to have those frigates not scram or web them, and they can just stay out of the DPS application range of the Legion and slowly burn them down with that logistics gone. Looks like they are going for that. All of the breaches taking a lot of damage.
Rheomorph is surviving so much longer than I expected. Yeah, he actually has all the rep drones on him, and that's helping a lot, I think. And he is getting some boosts. There was definitely some ASB boosts, but now he is actually down. Meanwhile, the Legion of Cassius is taking some damage, and it looks like the Astarte as well of Ulysses.
Looks like damage is going to be switching to the support, as I said, of the breachers, but also the support of the Ushra'Khan team is dying. Those Kestrels popping very, very quickly. The breachers having a little bit of a bonus to their local tank, making them great solo ships on Tranquility. Looks like the Worm of Paddington, in fact, is going to be going down soon.
Yep, so now the damage is being focused onto the Astarte of Nest of Vipers, but it is not going down very quickly. No. They are having a hard time breaking through this tank. Astarte is, of course, with a very strong tank, lots of big tech to resist, and a lot of buffer. It's not going to be easy to break through it now that they've lost both the Rattlesnakes.
Yeah, I mean, we do have Ushra with less ships. You know, they're losing on the points. But if they don't get tackled, I still think they're in with a chance. I'm believing really hard for them. No, now the Gila, Rolnak, and the Gila gets tackled. He's gonna be popping shortly. Forget what I said.
Yeah, they're gonna have a very hard time, I think, trying to pull back. This Astarte is gonna die, but once this Gila goes down, that's gonna leave just a Nighthawk, Gila, Worm, and a single Kestrel. That's not a lot of damage left on the field. And the Astarte is going to take a long time to kill. I mean, it's got Galente structure even once it goes through this armor.
You know, it's got that local tank bonus. If it's got an AAR, it might be reloading, might be running out of cap. It might even survive the rest of the match.
Yeah, I've been watching it, and it hasn't been doing any active repping, which kind of makes sense. You often wouldn't have an active rep if you have a team that relies heavily on a Guardian. But it's still, I think, going to last a while, and long enough for them to eat through a lot of the hit points on the Nighthawk, which is their new primary.
Started getting him right close. Now only the Gila and the Nighthawk left. Nighthawk going down shortly. It looks like a great victory here of ANOV over Ushra, and that's got to feel really good. Ushra, a very historic, very old Alliance tournament team. They've never had the best results, but they've pretty consistently got to like round of 32, round of 16s with, you know, decent performances. So having being knocked out in the first round to actually get a win, to kind of get your foot in the door, that's got to be a great feeling.
Yes, indeed. And that Nighthawk, the second last ship for Ushra'Khan, is now dead. Just the Gila left. Meanwhile, Ushra'Khan is trying to get the consolation prize of knocking down this Astarte. So they are in a very good position actually to kill it. Unless that Gila dies pretty much right away, it is tackled, then the Astarte, there we go, they got the Astarte. So that's at least a nice valuable kill for them. They'll be happy about that. But at this point, there is really no way that a single Gila is going to be able to wipe out the entire Nest of Vipers team.
Especially when that Gila is tackled, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got and it's jammed as well by the looks of it. That's gotta suck.
Well, it at least has jamming effects on it. So the icon doesn't mean that the jam was successful. It just means that someone is attempting to jam it. And in this case, the attempt is coming from a single Hornet EC-300 drone. So it's probably, well, actually, it looks like it has, no, it does have a full wave of 5.
No,
so
it's definitely jammed. I'm watching the stream in another window. Haha. There goes the Gila. He drops, and it is a victory to the ANOV team. Congratulations, boys. I'm not quite looking at the brackets now. I don't know who you're facing in the next round. It looks like it's going to be Sleeper Social Club, a very strong team.
That's going to be a tough match, but they did survive to fight another day, so I'm sure they're going to be very happy about that. And we'll be back in just a few moments for our next match, which is Losechnia Shalupin versus the Kadeshi.